Banks are starting to buy crypto, and I'm talking about hundreds of millions of dollars of it. And I'm not talking about Bitcoin either. We're also going to talk about PayPal launching their PYUSD piece of crap stablecoin on another chain. No, I don't like them. Ripple, key court date as they file for two big discrepancies against the SEC. Yeah, I think the SEC is reaching, and we're going to talk about XRP price action as, and oh me, oh my, it's Thursday. And have you noticed that other channels out there have stopped covering some of the popular cryptos? You know, they kept telling you trillions will flow, this, and all they were doing was feeding you a line of bullshit. Well, what's not a line of bullshit is Trick helping out the channel. Trick dropping major support on the channel. Thank you, sir. Trick says, thanks for the truth and honesty, Klaus. We need more like you in this space. Good luck with the run next week. Well, I picked up a chest cold if you can't hear it. Oh, crap. But Trick, thank you so much, and I appreciate it. Why is it important? Because I get emails like this all day. Hey, Klaus, want to buy ads on your YouTube channel for our crypto stuff? No, I'm not interested, and I'm also not interested in shilling you BS. And then when the BS doesn't turn into good, juicy news, good, juicy price action, those content creators tuck tail and run and avoid the situation. Not here, I bring the news whether it's good or bad, happy or sad. So thank you, Trick. And thank you for the support for keeping this channel sponsor free. Bitcoin sitting at 68,118. ETH is 3767. Are any of you out there expecting more of a play on the ETH action once the ETFs get final approval? Let me know down below. XRP 52.2, Sol 167.61. Matic a little bit deeper in the red, down 5% to 70 cents. XLM melting faces, ain't melting jack shit in my book, 10.6. ICP hanging out at 12.22. All right, let's get in. DBS Bank holds significant Ethereum assets. Ooh, okay, so it's not Bitcoin. We're starting to kind of get more into the alt action. I like this. On-chain analysis company Nansen revealed that Singapore's largest bank, DBS, holds a ton of ETH. How much ETH do they hold, Klaus? Well, I'm going to let you know. According to the Nansen wallet address, DBS holds 173,000 ETH, worth about $647 million. And I've got that post right here because, as always, any article you see in this video, along with my other ones, will be linked in the description below. Quick question for you. You want to be an XLM or XRP millionaire? No clickbait bullshit on this channel. So here's that post from Nansen talking about Singapore's largest bank going big on ETH. We talked yesterday about companies adding Bitcoin to their treasury reserve assets. When are we going to start players adding more ETH and some of the other alts like XRP? Now on to news I could honestly give a shit about, but I know some people are into this, and I have to be fair and bring you the news whether it's good or bad, boring or lame AF, and this one's lame AF, but don't worry, we're going to get into some Ripple action along with price action. PayPal launches its stablecoin on the SOLANA blockchain to expand its market share. PayPal announced on May 29th that it was adding PYUSD to the SOLANA blockchain due to some unique features, speed, and transaction fees. Features like laser fast transaction lower fees made Solana blockchain PayPal's choice as it seeks to expand. Solana can process 65,000 transactions a second with fees as low as less than a penny. You know, I wanted to bring that up because, you know what, when we start talking about like payments in the crypto space and like how fast someone is or what the fees are, dude, that's all pretty comparable. So think of like XRP, think of Stellar, think of Solana, and all that kind of stuff, right? I mean, realistically, is there much of a difference? I mean, the 0.00001 of a penny versus 0.00025 of a penny. I mean, let's be real here. We're talking about fractions of a penny. So a lot of these players are on par with each other. So is there really one above the other? Is there really one head and shoulders above the rest? Speaking of head and shoulders, the chest cold that I picked up is below my head and shoulders. Can you hear it? Here is the market cap of PYUSD, PayPal stablecoin. 400 million. To give you some context, we're talking about 100 billion. I said that correctly. 100 billion of what now? USDT. Another maybe 50 billion of USDC. So PYUSD is still a piece of crap, but it is expanding. And I got to be honest with you. I'm not a fan of it, not a fan of PayPal, but I know some of you out there are, so that's why we cover it. All right, Ripple disputes 2 crucial SEC claims in a new filing as the judgment looms. Ripple, in a letter to Torres, said, guess what? There's 2 things that we don't agree with the SEC on, and we need your help with this. Ripple refutes this by stating its financial health, assessed years after the violation, should not bear relevance to the case. The defense argues Ripple is not arguing that it may be unable to pay any measured penalty. Otherwise, there's no reason to believe Ripple's current financial statements are relevant. Basically, what they're saying is, hey, look, you know how you went after us for things we did a few years ago? Why are you then digging into our financial statements from now if the penalty is from 2 years ago? They also point out the lack of necessity in disclosing its sensitive financial information, and I have to agree with Ripple here. Some of the stuff has to do with private, very, sensitive business dealings. And would you want your business dealings out there in public? Let's pretend you were getting sued by the SEC, okay, for trading you did maybe 10 years ago, right? Would you want the SEC telling everyone how much you traded last year? You're like, no, this had nothing to do with the case. Leave me alone, you big, bad piece of crap. No. So what's happening here is Ripple is saying, look, our financial statements after the injunctions, after all this court case stuff, they're not privy to you and we don't want them public. The second major thing that Ripple is going after is the SEC's claim regarding the irrelevance of Ripple's historical contracts due to changes in how XRP is sold. Contrary to the SEC's description that these are stale information, Ripple argues that through the declaration of Jonathan Billich, its CFO, Chief Financial Officer, that these past contract terms remain confidential and are commercially sensitive. And I have to agree there too, because you know what? It is sensitive stuff. Should you be giving out your company's sensitive deets to the open market so that competitors can be like, yo, what are you doing with your juicy goodiness over there? And then use that information against you? What if all of a sudden Target found out how much Walmart was paying Coca-Cola and Pepsi vendors? And Target was like, yo, girlfriend, we want you to sell here, not there. So we're going to offer you a bit more and try to take some market share away. Or say, hey, we'll pay you more. And then all of a sudden, Coke and Pepsi go to Walmart and they're like, oh, you know we're getting more money for our goods, Walmart. Maybe you should kick it up a nickel or so. See, that's what I'm saying. Sensitive information should remain hidden. And I believe it should remain hidden because what does that have to do with the case? These contracts and stuff like that. Look, keep it redacted, keep it private so that you don't destroy the company. It's one thing if the SEC wants to go and destroy Ripple for stuff that they allegedly have done in the past. That's fine. That's fine. We can get that, okay? They go to court, they battle out on a story. But if you want sensitive and damaging information after you've already done the injunctions, after you've already filed all this stuff, after you've already had the ruling from Torres, that's just not right. That is wrong. Now let's talk about XRP price action. It has been boring AF here as of late. In fact, it has been boring almost the entire month of April. And yes, the entire month of May, it has been a snooze fest. In fact, what have we seen in May? Well, we touched sub 50 a little bit. We went to a low of 48 cents. We also went to a high of 56 cents, but none of those plays lasted worth a damn. So it did not give you many opportunities out there to play the swings. Now, for those of you that believe in long-term action of XRP, you've had like 45 days of buying right around that 50-cent mark. So if you think it's going to go to the moon, if you think it's going to go to $100, if you think it's going to go to $10, does it matter if you're buying something at 50 cents, 54 cents, 49 cents, if it's going to go that high? Do the math and you'd be surprised. Melting faces, choo-choo bitches. So you got the biggest bank in Singapore buying tons of ETH, $600+ million worth. That's a great sign. Now, what other banks and what other cryptos will these banks be getting into? Well, as soon as I find that out, I'll share it with you. So hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out. PayPal's PYUSD is a piece of crap that the market cap really isn't moving that fast. And hey, you know what? We all need a product that's super secure. We all need a product that's over KYC, AML, but it ain't for me. Maybe it's for you. But I bring it up because I want to bring you the good news and bad news. Now, in terms of what's happening with Ripple in the case, look, I got to side with Ripple on this and say, look, SEC, you're overreaching over there. The SEC's over there. You're overreaching. You need to stop that crap. And I agree. But remember, the SEC is going to keep trying to get away with whatever they want because who's stopping them? Now, in terms of Ripple XRP's price action, well, it hasn't been the juiciest. And I know. It gets a little tiring out there when all these channels are like, oh, XRP's melting faces, XRP. It gets old when the price just isn't doing anything juicy. And that's why I have to thank Trick when Trick says, hey, we need more people like you in the space, just giving us the honest news, whether it's good or bad. Because a lot of the influencers out there are just that. They're not news channels like we are here where they bring you news. No, they try to sell you the hopium and the hype. And how many of you out there in the last several years have been damaged by channels out there selling you all this false belief BS? The comment section in most of my videos are filled with people saying, dude, these other channels are bullshit. These other channels suck. These other channels are just lying, hopium pushers, using you to get views. Well, yeah, of course, I want your views too, but I do it while presenting both good and bad news. So as people were telling you out there that XLM is going to make you rich, XLM this and that, and then all of a sudden they stop covering XLM because it ain't doing shit and it makes them look like a fool, I'll still be covering XLM news because if it's good or bad, happy or sad, your man Klaus is on the task bringing you the news. So what am I doing today? Well, I'm going to go get my gear bag ready. As you can tell, I have a chest cold. It sounds a little raspy in here. I've got a little bit more than a week. I've got 8 days until race day, so I'm going to rest, recover, chill the F out, hang out with y'all, check out the comments while I do a little bit of stretching later, and probably take a nap. Maybe even 2 naps if I feel like it today. So choo-choo, Klaus is on the nap train.